But that's right. Everybody be on in a second, man. We live. Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't notice I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
You imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we got none other than the OG Hump Day. Little John. And underneath this boat is nobody right now because we're still waiting on our third co-host to come on, man. But before we do it, man, let's say what's up to everybody out there. What's going on, OG? How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Good, man. Good to see you, bro.
I know you are.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Eating good. I probably put on some weight out here. We eating good, man. I'm telling you, Q and doggone Pee-wee, man, they are throwing down. Pee-wee made some omelets this morning.
Here Friday after you left.
Yeah, man. I told them I was leaving today, man. So I snuck one in there for them, man. So they hooked your boy up. No, but they've been doing, man. They've been getting down. We're getting down, man. So eating good. You know how we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So man, let's welcome everybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Remember, when you come to the channel, man, tell a friend, bring a friend. And when you come, don't come by yourself. This is episode 87, season 5. We got a great show for you all today. We're going to jump into the rivalry renewed. The Indiana Pacers, the New York Knicks, bringing it back to the 90s. Hopefully, the NBA refs will allow them to play playoff basketball. So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about the game last night in the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The now newly announced MVP in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So we'll talk. Yeah, they did announce it, man. He is the MVP this season. So we'll talk about that. And then we had to jump to some NFL talk, man. Many camps have opened up all across the league, and some particular players not showing up for the mini camp. Though it's voluntary, it's not, this is voluntary. You have a choice whether you want to show up or not. But this is a key component to the Washington Commanders that we need to find out about, man, and to get OG's take and thoughts on this, if it's a big deal or if it's not a big deal. So we'll talk about that, and should he be extended? All right. So we'll talk about that as well. And then they have announced that the NFC East will now be on Hard Knocks starting in December. And we'll get our take on how we feel about our teams being on Hard Knocks, which has been known to be what they call a curse. So we'll talk about that, man. All right. But before we do any of those things, man, we have to give our wonderful sponsor, Mr. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews, a huge shout out. I almost did the wrong one.
Everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. All right, while we're here, man, let's welcome our third co-host to the stream. Decatur's best wishes, Corey Davis. What's up, big dog?
What's happening, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Man, great. Explain this to me, man. Best wishes.
Best wishes to who?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just best wishes.
Okay. Just
So
to the world.
Yeah. When is
Yeah,
your anniversary?
Yesterday.
Well, happy belated anniversary to you and Kanisha.
Thank you.
That's right, man.
Black love at its finest.
At his finest. So
I said, you tricked me. You kept me around 21 years. You know, now I don't know where to go. Now I can't leave.
tricked you. I love it. I love it, man. Happy.
Good trick. Appreciate it. Good trick. Good to be tricked.
Hey, with a good person, man. So it's well worth it. Well worth the trick.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move.
Go
Go ahead and move on.
I know, right? Chuck always keep me in line.
So, like we said, man, we're going to talk about. There's a big game that's actually starting up right now. The rivalry renewed, and I just want to know, man. In this series, you have Brunson, you have Halliburton, you have Miles Turner, you have Big Cat. We know those are the names of this series, but
What?
Y'all hear that?
I heard some footsteps.
I heard something. It look like you about to get robbed back there in your background.
Look, hold on, y'all. Let me open up the door for Roddy, man. Hold on.
You still there? Oh, that's right.
I'll leave the Friday.
Oh, okay, I'm like, man, like you about to get robbed. I ain't know what that was. I forgot y'all did the Negro golf tournament the whole week.
Hey, you need to make sure Jiggy your stuff, man.
I got more stuff.
You got some more stuff for this year. I hope you get it before next year, because you ain't get the last year's stuff. Yeah, and now it's a year later.
Look, I was telling Pee Wee, I was like, man, we was all in the back of my trunk, dog, getting stuff out of there. He got a jersey out the back.
Let me tell you what this dude do though. He goes, hey man, I got some stuff for you, whatever. And then proceeds to show me. He said, you know what? I got something. And show me a Matt Ryan. I was like, whoa. Both of us forgot. Right there.
Right there and there.
He like, I got something you might want. Because at first, when he was showing it to me, this was with the tailgate. And he was like, I got some things that we can give out. And showed me. I was like, we're not finna get this way right here. Hey, he said, you want this? And we ain't talking about it no more.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah, that messed up. My bad. But anyway, I'm sorry, brother. I don't want to get off. I know we on the schedule.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna try.
Okay.
All right, so let's say what's up with Roddy Lil John, James Little John, and Big Quest Al Lassiter out there, man. What's up, my dogs? All right, so this series, man, we're gonna jump into it. The New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers, the rivalry renewed. I'm loving it. I'm excited. I'm hoping the refs let these boys play. These are two physical teams, and I hope they let them do what they do, man. But let's see if I can take us back.
Offensive foul.
What? That's not it. Hold on, y'all. I got the wrong thing up there. Hold on. What's that? Remove that. So in this series, fellas, Brunson has averaged 22 points in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he's been averaging 29.7 in these playoffs. Halliburton on the other end, he averaged 20 points in the regular season and now is averaging 18.6 in the playoffs. Do you think that the Knicks can win this series without Jalen Brunson not scoring 29 points per game, or does he have to continue on that trend?
It's obvious he got to continue on that trend. Because if he didn't continue on that trend, they wouldn't be where they are right now.
Yeah.
So he gonna have to continue on that trend. If he doesn't, then either somebody else gonna have to step up, or this could be an ugly series for them.
I tend to disagree, OG.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to be about the matchup. Now, going into this thing has been, who's going to check him first? Is it Halliburton? Who's going to be on it? It all depends on what these matchups are going to look like.
Right, but okay, you're saying what the matchup going to look like, but so you're saying he don't have to score that many points.
This may be Big Cat series, against Indiana. Big Cat hadn't been. I ain't saying he hadn't been playing well, but what if it's somebody else's turn? Hart, somebody else. I just feel like whatever this matchup is going to be will determine that. Not saying that because if he can't, the only reason why I'm saying that is, can he sustain it? But if he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to sustain a 29, 30 point. I think one of the series, I think the first one he was like 40. I mean, how long can he do this?
So you're saying if they can still win without him doing it. But like I said, I mean, somebody else got to step up.
I guess what I'm saying is, just think if one of the two coaches look at the two series that just passed and go, "Hey, we got to stop Brunson." They start doubling up on Brunson. A la last night when they were doing that to Edwards, and that's a whole nother series. But if you decide we're gonna focus on this man and double up on him the whole time, somebody else got to step up. So if they decide that, all right, we're not finna let Brunson beat us, somebody got to step up and do it. This first game gonna determine a lot of stuff.
And I tend to agree with you as well, Corey. I'm not sure if he has to score that much, but I think he does have to be aggressive. As long as he's aggressive, I think that opens it up for the rest of the Knicks players to shoot the three. But if he's not as aggressive, which I don't see him not being, that's just who Brunson has been over the last year, 2 years now. He's been pretty aggressive, but I think somebody else is going to have to be that one to or two, to take these boys over the top. I don't know if it's going to be just Cat. It may have to be Miles Bridges. That's going to help him out. Josh Hart is a heck of a defender, but he can get lucky and hit a couple threes in a game. But I wouldn't depend on that for the series. So in this series,
I'm still going with New York, G.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you picking your team already?
I'm gonna sticking with my scrappy guys because I'm gonna say this because I know you're gonna ask the question, but at the same time, I've said this before and I'm hoping that I'm right. Indiana, they slid by with injuries. I'm not saying that they're not a good team, and they've had a few. Look, OG, look crazy already. They've slid by some teams that had injuries. I'm still not sold on it yet that they are who we think they are.
Okay, so who did the Knicks just beat?
The Knicks, it just beat
beat up Boston team.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were beat up. Yeah, they were beat up. One guy was beat up.
Well, one guy had Jalen Brown. They say he wasn't 100% either.
They did. I hear about that. But
and then what's going to set out a few games because he was hurt. What's my man's name?
Porzingis.
No, yeah, Porzingis was hurt. My man sat out a couple of games. The other point guard that came from Milwaukee. What's his name? What is his name?
Dame Lillard.
No, I'm talking about for Boston.
Oh, for Boston. Oh,
I'm about to say,
No, I say guard. Came from Milwaukee.
Oh, I
Brown.
did
No.
He played, but he had been hurt. He said he missed some games.
Oh, you talking about with the braids, with the dreads?
Yeah.
Holiday. Drew
Holiday. Yeah,
Yeah,
Holiday.
he had been hurt. So
Mm-hmm.
they was a banged up team too. So I mean,
All right, so one team battled two banged up teams, and one team battled one banged up team.
Well, come
like
on.
I'm just saying, Indianapolis, they moved through it. They played the Bucks. The Bucks were a depleted and beat down team, and they mollywopped them. Next, they went against well, hold on. First, was it the Heat first? They went through the Heat first, and then or the Bucks, or was it? Am I right about that?
Who?
The Heat played the Celtics.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. So, well, let's go with Indiana. My bad. Indianapolis whooped up on the Bucks, right? The Bucks were depleted with no Dame Lillard and a few other injuries. Then they went to the next one, which was Cleveland. Cleveland was depleted, beat up. Now they going to another squad.
Whoa. But the first few games, Cleveland went depleted and beat up.
When? Against Indianapolis?
The first game they played ended. The first game when they beat them in Cleveland, Cleveland was not beat up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Then they had another game where they had some players out. Cleveland had a 20-something point lead.
You got to give team. That's the NBA.
But then they came back, and before your point guard got hurt, they beat them again.
He was already hurt. Remember, he kept trying to play. That ankle was devastating. He won himself in that Indianapolis series.
But when Indy win this first game tonight, then you put some respect on their name.
I have to, but I'm just saying, I'm going with the Knicks. I'm Knickerbockering. I just feel like they're more scrappy right now. And then I don't like Halliburton Daddy.
Oh, you holding it against them, huh?
Now you going down to. I'm gonna tell you who you remind me of. That remind me of the Ryan Clark RG3.
Yeah, what's wrong with that dude? Let's not get out, OG.
Okay.
Let's not get out. That's a whole nother story. We'll probably burn out for another 25 minutes.
Okay, my bad.
But I do want to cover that. Man, they brought up Ryan Clark.
Oh, yeah, that. Ooh, so that, yeah, we'll get it. We'll try to get in that as well. All right. So, what players or player needs to be the X factor in this series between the hated New York Knicks and Indiana Pacers rivalry?
You say
he keeps saying rivalry. Yeah.
Oh,
is it a rivalry?
Oh, you don't think this is a rivalry?
A renewed one, maybe?
Yeah, a renewed rivalry.
I guess you could say it's a renewed rivalry.
Everybody say, this ain't the same, because you're talking about the Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing days, and
come on now.
But I'm saying, a renewed one, but they ain't battled that hard against each other to do that,
during the regular season they battled, but it's always going to be a battle between these two. These two organizations don't really like each other.
Okay. And where did that start? And that's at the I like Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing days.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
They would have to show me tonight, like the OG just said. Show me tonight that this is a renewed rivalry. I'm not looking at it the same way you tend to shun the Commanders rivalry, but I'm looking at it the same way. You give no respect to the team when true enough it's been that way for a long time, and you call it their rivalry when you don't like it when the Masters call it rivalry week or whatever. You don't.
I mean, I don't mind it. I just know what it is. So, Quest says it's no rivalry.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a rivalry. But you said, a la back in the years, I say let's keep it, a buck. Then you got to respect the fact that you and the Commanders have a rivalry because of what y'all did in the past, right? Don't say no.
No,
No.
no, because I think once again, I'm gonna say the New York Knicks and the Pacers, they've gone back and forth. Like they've won some, Pacers have won some. So this is not something that's just happening this year. They
Y'all,
played.
you and the Commanders ain't played, win some, lose some. It ain't the same.
No. It's been a dominant performance
No,
with the Cowboys over the Commanders for a very long time lately.
Lies.
wait. No. If you making the comparison, like let's say the 80s and 90s, right? Y'all battled each other, pigskins against the, what you said was America's team, right?
When was the last time the Commanders actually battled the Cowboys?
No. That's not the point. The point is what you saying the Knicks and the Pacers on all our Reggie Miller and Patrick Ewing. This is the 90s. The 90s rivalry. You said rivalry renewed. Y'all got mollywopped by them this year, right?
No, we didn't get mollywopped by them. They beat us at the last second with playing against Trey Lance. No,
okay, y'all got it's a beat up. Y'all got beat, right? Lost.
We
Let's go ahead and move away from this because number one, he could get me heated because he always say they beat against Trey Lance, but yet still, he always try to downplay when they lose. So we're talking about basketball. Let's talk about basketball.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to make a comparison.
He don't see no wrong. He don't see no wrong with his team. None. No, they had a losing season last year, or 8-8, whatever they were. He didn't see no wrong. He always want to say, "Well, we had hurt players. Everybody had hurt players last year."
Not everybody.
Ain't don't make no doggone difference. You sucked last year, so go ahead and take that and roll with it.
Y'all didn't have no hurt players.
And what did we do?
Same set of hold up.
We went to the NFC Championship game. It's been years that y'all hadn't had any hurt players. And when last time you went to the NFC Championship game?
Y'all sat at home with us.
When you been to the NFC Championship game?
It's been since 95.
Say it when, huh?
95.
95. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make the comparison with like there was a time when both the Commanders, all out of Redskins, and the Cowboys battled. You know what I mean? And now it's a rivalry renewed. They may not have been the same team of old, but it's always a rivalry renewed. There's always something about these two teams that you say play hard against each other, right?
Right.
And we at least agree with that.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. It's the same kind of comparison. If we're gonna bring it back from the 90s to now, okay, I don't see it, but okay, cool. I got you.
What was the question? We got sidetracked now.
I was just trying to think who's going to be the X factors in the teams.
Yeah, that was my bad because I took out rivalry. I was like, is it a rivalry? But okay. And he said rivalry renewed, so I feel him on that. You revive. You renew it. They gonna have to show me tonight.
You done got my dog hot over there for no reason, man.
Because I will say this here, Reggie done started because they asked Reggie in the interview, does he feel like is he gonna feel some kind of way broadcasting the game or he said no. I owned them for years. I earned my right to broadcast this game or to cover the game. He said, man, I own New York City. Right. So he kind of got it started.
See, I don't like when they allow a player a former player to commentate on the game. I don't like that.
But he's a broadcaster. He's a oh well, Reggie does a good job.
The reason I say that is because whenever Rebecca Lobo, if it's somebody playing she always gonna be. It's the truth.
Like you don't, but you don't like Rebecca Lobo. You pick that out of a snow. You pick an ice cube out of a snowstorm.
I've always said that, and I'm gonna continue to say it. But anyway, to answer the question, I think the big matchup and the players. The players that I think will be the biggest for their team is the matchup between Big Cat and Miles Turner.
That's gonna be the key factor of the game.
To me, that's gonna be the key factor. Whichever of them bigs can be big.
Okay. Corey, who do you feel, big dog?
I don't know. I don't know. The key factor to this game gonna probably be home court advantage. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with whoever. Remember how this series first started? Nobody could win a home game at first, but New York already said it's gonna be. Where they playing at first of all? What's the first game? New York.
Yeah.
You got to win it at home. That's gonna be the key factor. I don't know if a person is gonna be a key factor because I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't follow a lot of them to say because at first I was about to say Big Cat, but at the same time, I think it's gonna be the home court advantage. Take home court. That's gonna be the key for me anyway because they already said tonight that they got because like you just said, if this is a rivalry. Reggie was talking about, Aaron McKee is gonna be not Aaron McKee, but a bunch of those guys that was on his team and the New York team, they've already been just talking trash from that 90s. They're gonna be there too. So, it's already heated up from the old to new. If there's gonna be a new rivalry, show me tonight and see if you can renew this flame that started, 25 years ago.
Do you remember I think it was last year or the year before last? Reggie Miller was commentating one of the games between the Knicks and the Pacers and in New York. And Josh Hart actually came over to Reggie Miller while he was announcing the game and said, fans say F you on live television. Y'all remember that? Oh, so
he said the fans said F you?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
So Reggie was like, "Oh wow," and they called it on live television because the game was going on. He didn't expect them to say that, but
did New York win?
I want to say they lost that game. No, they did win that game. They were up. I think they were up by maybe like 7, 8 points. This is towards the end of the game. So yeah, they did win the game. They did win that game.
Who's fans?
Yeah.
Who's fans? The Knicks fans?
Yeah, Knicks fans. Yeah. So
that probably didn't bother Reggie though.
Oh no, he was shocked by it, but it didn't bother him. He was shocked because it was on national television.
Next team. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely was shocked. He said, I don't even know why y'all brought me into the game. Like I'm just commentating. That goes back to my saying the rivalry is there. Like this is how they feel about it. So that's all I'm saying.
Like I said, he may have been being biased. He may have been being biased. That's why they did that.
So, and I'll say this here. I've heard many, I know probably all of us have heard many games called by Reggie. And I've yet to hear him be biased even when Indianapolis is playing. I know he's a pacer through and through, but he's a professional also. I'll give him that much. But I've yet to hear him sound, or put him in the same category as Rebecca Lobo as the OG likes to put it. But I hadn't heard him be, that callous yet.
Okay, I'm trying to. Where's my thing at? All right, so I got a clip for it. So for me, I'm gonna say this. I think it's. Where's it at? I think it's. There we go. I'm gonna go with Pascal Siakam. I think he's gonna be the X factor in this series. I don't really know if
he play Indianapolis.
He played for Indiana, yes.
Okay.
He's been to the championship before, so he has some championship experience. And also, I don't know if the Knicks have somebody that can actually match up with him, with the position that he plays. So that's going to be my X factor for the Indiana Pacers. And like on the other side, for me, is Miles Bridges. Bridges he has to have a good shooting series against this Indiana team. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. But just to go back, man, and give y'all a taste of what it used to be back in the 90s, and then we'll move on to our second segment and the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, why it's not showing up? What? On my screen, there we go.
Get y'all before y'all go choke. Favorite player. Halliburton.
Ooh. All right.
So Reggie Miller is your favorite player?
Reggie was my favorite player coming up, man. I mean, I think I told this story some shows ago. We were at Lenox Mall. Reggie was coming up stairs. I'm like, Reggie Miller. And he shunned me, right? He didn't give me no love, and I was hurt, but I was still there. I was still my guy, man. Reggie was the ultimate antagonist for me. You know, and he was my favorite coming up. In terms of like shooter, that was man. Listen, I wanted to be like him, man. I wanted Miller time. I wish it was Davis time. I wish I had a beer. Davis time. Reggie.
Oh man, good stuff. So Corey's going with the New York Knicks to win and make it to the finals. OG, who do you have winning the series?
The same team I've been sticking with. That's the guys go upset some folks.
Indiana Pacers. Okay.
Pacers were here last year, right before you make yours, G. When they came to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They did. Yeah.
Lost the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So they've been there before.
So before you answer yours, G, do you feel like it's in Indiana's time?
Normally, it takes you a opportunity when you lose. Like after you lose that heartbreaker in a series right before you make it to the big dance, you normally come back and you use that, and that kind of fuels you to play a lot better and understand the magnitude of that game or that series leading up to the final.
Okay. So with that being said, you choose.
I still think the Knicks are on one of those runs.
Man, you sell that big old dream, and then why do you do that? What? I knew you were gonna do that though, OG. You know, it give you all that warmth, all that, and don't give you a hug.
And honest, I want the Pacers to win. I don't like how the New York fans act. I don't like how they treated the Indiana Pacers. One fan that I saw walking through the street, they was throwing trash at him while he was walking in the street.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that. That's uncalled for. There's no reason for them to treat that guy like that. They weren't even playing that. They weren't even playing him at the time.
They threw the trash bags at him. Yeah.
I just don't understand that type of abuse from a fan. If you're gonna be a fan, be a fan, but you don't have to first of all touch a person, throw stuff at a person. That's despicable. I dislike that part of it, so I don't want the Knicks to win because of that. But I think the grit of the New York Knicks is going to be a little too much for the Indiana Pacers.
So wait a minute. You don't like them because of the fans?
I don't want them to win because of the fans. I think they have the team that can win. I don't want the fans to get the glory of their team winning because of the way they act. And I know all of them are like that, but that was a lot, man. Then they celebrated last series like it was the finals, like they had won the finals. I mean,
what's the broadcaster name? Winehurst or Wine the one that follows LeBron James all. They were following him too, right? New York fans. But so you're saying that the fans don't deserve to win a chance to go to the finals?
I'm not gonna say they don't deserve it, but man, the way they've acted in the past, what's gonna happen when they do make it? Like, ooh, I mean, they had a fan climb up on a billboard in New York, Manhattan. Yeah. He's sitting on a billboard. They're like, how did he get up there? How did this man climb up on the billboard? He at the top, didn't know how to get down. Didn't know how to get there. But anyway, yeah. So I do think the Knicks gonna go though. I do think they're gonna pull it out. I think it's going 7. And I think your boy Brunson he plays big in game 7s and down the stretch, man. So this is gonna be a great series. I'm pumped up about it, man. Just like I was pumped up about the series in the Western Conference Finals. Western Conference Finals as well.
You was pumped up about Detroit and New York too, wasn't you?
I was pumped up about the way they played all year. Yeah, I thought they had a really good season.
Okay.
You know, everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our second segment. We appreciate you, big dog. Most definitely. All right, so we already know the Oklahoma City Thunder are up 1-0 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And in this series, man, and congratulations goes out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for winning the MVP. I think they to see what they did against the Nuggets to see who's going to win the MVP. That's just my opinion. And him averaging 32.7 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6.4 assists a game, had his team number 1 seed in the playoffs. Is very respectable. In the playoffs, though, do you feel like Shai is getting called that shouldn't be given in a playoff series?
Hold that 1 second, G. I'm going to go back to the statement you just made. You say you think they waited till the series is over to choose the MVP. So with that being said, real quick, did they choose right?
I think so. I think it was well deserved. I think the season that he had, 32.7, 5 rebounds, 6.4 assists, and having this team as number 1 seed, I think, yeah, it's well deserved. I think he's played at an MVP type level this year. I have no quarrels with him being the winner of it. Do you disagree?
I was just going back to what you said when you said they waited. So, because I'm like, if they wouldn't have waited, had he not had won, or if the Denver Nuggets would have won, would they have chosen Joker?
It's possibility. I think it's a possibility.
So I thought it was based on regular season. So it's based on regular season and playoffs?
It's supposed to be. It was supposed to be based on regular season.
Regular season. That's why I was asking. I said, wait. You know.
But you notice they pushed it back, which they never do. It's normally announced right before the playoffs start.
Yeah.
They waited.
Oh, you saying then the second and third, third series? Is that what you're saying?
Going into the last series, they are just now announcing it. I think they was waiting.
So was this a conspiracy that you say? Because there was, let's say for example, because I guess what I'm taking from this is there's no way they could have made Joker the MVP after just getting mollywopped or just getting beat by the OKC. Is that what you're saying?
I think they waited to see how that series is going to turn out, and it wasn't a mollywop. They went 7. So
I didn't mean to say mollywop. I'm just saying, they convincingly beat him on that last game. Yes, but
So who was the MVP last year?
Joker.
And they lost Game 7 to Minnesota.
But there was no other player in there that had the chance to be. Shai and them had lost in the first round, so they
There was no regular season person that came close to Joker in his stats. Is what you're saying?
I think Shy and Joker were so close in votes that they just waited to see. All right, let's see who's gonna come out on top.
Okay. Wow.
That's my opinion.
I mean, I hear you. There's some truth to that. I got you. If they waited this long, like giving it to me, like you're saying, giving Joker more time to see if he can get it. Okay.
If Joker would have won with a hurt, what's my boy name? Aaron Gordon. Yeah. If they won with a hurt Aaron Gordon, a kind of hurt Porter Jr., they probably would have gave that to him if he beat OKC.
Okay. So you're saying that the masses were giving Joker a little bit of time.
A little bit of time.
Okay. All right. My bad. I didn't mean to get off.
No, you good. Phil Harris says 4-1 Pacers. That's what he has. And 4-2 OKC. All right. So I'm asking about the calls. I mean, the game for me, and I'm putting my opinion out there first. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that anytime you get close to him and he falls to the ground, it's a foul. This is the playoffs. Let these boys play. Let the teams determine the outcome. Don't allow this man to shoot 14 free throws. 14 free throws. That's for me. That's ridiculous, man. Not in the playoffs where the other players out there are not getting these same tucky tack calls. I'm gonna give you a clip.
Offensive foul going on Anthony Edwards.
Watch this. Comes to set a screen on. You could screen
appropriately. There's a little bit of contact there, but it's this right here, the extra, that finally got the foul call on him. But he's giving it to him the entire time.
It's hard to, man, with the calls that Shea gets. It's hard. It's hard to shut him down. You can't touch him at any time of the game, so it's super hard to beat. That team is a good team, especially when you get calls like that. So.
Now all of a sudden Shea got his rhythm back. He's feeling good again. He's getting to the spots he's so capable of getting, and as soon as he feels the contact, folks, this guy takes 9 free throws per game in the regular season. He's one of the best here in the playoffs.
Foul, bucket, count it, and one. Some Shea sizzle here.
So
what problem?
He had 9 in regular season free throws.
Yeah.
Oh, is it going to the line 9 times?
9 times.
So you say he went 14 a day, so that's 5 more
in the playoffs, where the game is not called as tight in the playoffs, but for him, they are still calling it that way.
So that's happened every game so far you've seen.
If you averaging 9, that's
just the game last night.
That was last night's game. I'm
asking you a question. Has that in the playoffs? Has that happened every game you've seen him play, or was it just last night?
Well, let me ask, all right. So who's leading in the playoffs in foul shots attempted?
No.
So if he's he's leading the league. He's leading the league in foul shots attempted in the playoffs.
That's because he's a man. He goes to the hole a lot. So
no. Okay, I mean, I don't agree with that.
Evidently, you want Minnesota to win this series.
I want it to be a fair good game. This man is just falling to the ground.
Well, my thing, G. And I say this all the time. If you know what's going on and you know how the refs calling the game, then you have to adjust your style of play to that.
How do you play defense then, OG?
What you mean? How you play defense?
This man's just gonna fall,
or your coach need to come to your team's defense.
So I'm gonna go back to
this
when
is
they
the
played
playoffs, is it not?
When they played the playoffs.
It's the playoffs.
When they played the Lakers, they let him and LeBron bang it out. LeBron was sitting there looking for help. They wasn't letting him do it. They like, look, play ball.
Play ball.
When he was playing against the Warriors, same way. Him and Draymond play ball. Now, I hate to say it, but I see G may have a point here. They gotta let these boys. You gotta be consistent through the playoffs. Let them play. Don't give it to them for free. And I will say this here, OG. Nine times you average 9 times and then get to the playoffs in the 14.
But how many times did that happen? How many times did that happen? How many times did he go to the line 14 times in a game?
But if you're averaging 9 though, if that you can get
that was in the regular season. That was in the regular season.
That's still a lot of points. That's still a lot of time to go to the line. I get what you're saying, OG, because he drives to the hole a lot. But if you're looking at the way they've allowed the Wolves to play defense, especially Ant-Man, because we've seen 2 different series where they've allowed them boys to play ball, and now Shaq can just blaze through. And listen, if it's a ticky-tack foul, I wouldn't want that either. Now at the same time, if you're telling me that the MVP of the league has earned this, and if that's how you're gonna do it, okay, I get it. But that's not letting a team play ball. Now, what is the coach gonna do to save me here? You said get the coach involved. What is he gonna do? Get a tech?
Yeah. Bring some light to it.
I mean, you go back to the OKC Denver game, the last game they played. He had 9 free throws. All right. I'm just gonna go over this, go over his numbers.
That's gonna take too long, man.
I'm just trying to make a point here, big guy. That's all.
What you're saying is
he went in game 6. He went 11 times.
But he's been going 9 times during the regular season.
But you said that was regular season. That's what Corey just said.
That's what they said.
Right, but I know you said so. We talking about the playoffs, right? You said so the playoffs should be different, right?
I'm getting more. He going 9 times during the regular season.
Regular season. So in the playoffs, they let you play a little more, right? They let you play a little more physical in the playoffs.
9 times in the regular season. You would expect that he go go that many or more during the playoffs.
More in the playoffs? I thought it'd be less.
Well, you had to determine who calling the game. All officials don't call the game the same way.
Fact.
So let's see how the next game gets called.
So okay, but that goes to my point. The first they don't have the same ones, throughout your whole series. That group that let the Wolves and the Lakers play, let them play. That group that had the Warriors, they let them boys play. I would hope that it's the same way in this Western Conference Finals, whatever this crew is, but I know. Go ahead.
Do you not think they should let them boys play?
I hate to see my boy frustrated.
Jaden Daniels fouled out. Jaden McDaniels fouled out the game.
How many did Edwards have?
Let me see. Edwards had. And Edwards missed some. He missed some time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He missed the second quarter, right?
Yeah, some of the second quarter.
Wow.
Let's see here.
Twisted that ankle again.
Wearing them low tops.
Yeah, man. Show them shoes.
He had 4 fouls.
Okay.
I just want to allow him to play. Rudy. So tell me what was y'all take in that first game between OKC and Minnesota?
Ran out of gas.
They had time off. Why they run out of gas?
They should. That's my point. They shouldn't have.
You know what? Okay, I agree because OKC seemed a lot faster. Yeah. The alley oops and like I said, Gil just going straight to the hole, pass the defense, dribbling through their defense. They just seemed a whole lot faster. Maybe you could call it fresher, though they just came off another series. But yeah,
them boys average 24-year-old, 24. They go run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were definitely younger.
You go get up and down the court. And
Well, they're not too far behind them. I mean, they got a pretty young squad. I know they.
Even though I say that you say they got rest, you always say you come back rusty that first game.
Wolves, Wolves are young.
The Wolves they're a young squad.
They got some old jokes.
They got like two old cats on there, Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
but the rest of them they are mid-20s.
And OKC ain't got no. Like the oldest dude on their squad is 24.
Yeah,
no, they got some people over there. They got Alex Caruso.
Caruso ain't finna get no playing time.
Caruso,
the white dude that used to play for the Lakers.
Yeah,
is he playing?
That boy. Yeah, he's one of their major players on the bench.
Yeah.
My bad.
And Hardenstein.
I don't even know who that is.
They started center.
Hardenstein, he came from the Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay, that's their starting center for OKC. I thought the white boy from
he's a power forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's 7 foot, right?
Yeah.
He still plays 4. Hardenstein played 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my thing, I think I don't think it had anything to do with them being tiresome. I think their bench didn't play well. Minnesota's bench didn't play well. I think they went 9 for 41 from the field between DiVincenzo, Walker, and Reed and Clark. 9 for 41. That's terrible. I think
your legs get tired if your shot falls short.
I don't know if they're tired because I wouldn't say they were tired. I just think they were just missing shots.
I'm not saying they tired the whole. They come fourth quarter, come in toward the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, they had blown them out by that time. By the end of the third quarter, they was up about on 22 points, something like that.
But up until then, up until the OKC went on that spurt, the game was close.
Yeah. But they needed their players to. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, they only shot the ball 13 times, and Julius was 9 for 13. Like I don't know why he just stopped shooting.
He was gas.
Look,
yes, I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm using the words because OG had picked it first, but he wasn't as fresh as he was in the first versus the fourth.
Well, I mean, they didn't play much in the fourth. I mean, it was
over.
It's over. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, Nas Reed played 28 minutes. DiVincenzo played 30 minutes. Walker played 28 minutes. So they other players got time. I don't know if there's. I wouldn't say it was gas. Like I said, they went 3 for 14, 1 for 11, 3 for 11. That's your bench can't shoot that bad. They just can't shoot that bad.
So what did OKC's bench do?
Let's see. OKC's bench. They didn't even really use their bench. It's gonna look like. Let me see.
Man, like I said, them boys were throwing alley-oops in the fourth.
Yeah, they bench. They didn't shoot bad. They went 3 for 3, 3 for 4, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, 1 for 3. They didn't shoot a whole lot. Like I said, we don't need to shoot a whole lot when your star is going to the line 14 times. Like you don't need your bench to do a whole lot. Man.
I'm gonna take that, and we're gonna see what happens these next few games.
We are gonna see what happens. So the Timberwolves had the same thing happen against the Warriors. The Timberwolves knocked out the Lakers in 5 games and sat and waited around for the Warriors to win their series. Now, they did the same thing. Warriors went there, beat them in the first game. Do y'all see them changing it around like they did in this series last time? or just I heard some people say, like Kendrick Perkins said, it's over. He said it's over.
Whoa! I got two stats that happened with the first two series with the Warriors and Lakers that they did not do this time. They took games one and they took game one. In both of those series, took game one. They how to say they stole one, huh?
Who did?
The Wolves did. They took game one at LA, and they took game one at the Warriors.
No, the Warriors actually came to Minnesota and took game one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They took game one.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The Warriors went to Minnesota and beat them on game one, and then from there they win no more.
Yeah, because remember
Curry went down.
Wow, it was a while for our home team won.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then take that stat out then. That's it. Well, then I can't. I don't have a point.
Oh, that was your point.
That would be my point. They took a game. Well, at least say for example, when I changed my statement, then they're gonna have to take one in OKC, right? They're playing two in OKC. Yeah, they got to take one. If they don't, then it's over.
It's over. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
With that being said, who y'all going with?
I'm going Minnesota. I said Minnesota to be in the championship game in the finals this year. I'm going Minnesota.
Not me. I'm going OKC.
OKC.
Yeah.
I like Anthony Edwards, but
he's done.
I think OKC just got too much.
Okay.
They're not what they were last year. They found on all cylinders this year.
I'm gonna need Collier to step up, and I'm gonna need Gobert to have a good one too. But I'm still going my homeboy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm hope that the Wolves can beat. I'm like I said, the people's champ need to show up.
Oh, wait a minute, Corey. So you going with the Wolves?
Going with the Wolves, yeah.
After you just said it was over for them?
I feel like.
I thought you said if they lose, they don't win.
Yeah. Well, no, he going with what I said initially. I said
initially it was over.
It's over. If they don't play right, but because I was going with a point that I had made that was incorrect. Okay. Yeah. Remember I did that point wasn't right. So
but you back on board.
I want the Wolves to win, but I thought they got to take one because I thought that they won. The first one at away. You know what I'm saying? But I guess like you said, Curry took the first one.
Okay. Well, good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, so
this is
huh?
First game, y'all both go for the same team. Second game, y'all both go to the same team. So I'm gonna look like a hero when all this over with.
Yeah, or a heel.
I'm either gonna be a hero or a zero.
Hey, you always gonna be a hero in my eyes, OG. All right, man. Going over to the NFL, and we have mini camps opening up all over the league, and players are showing up to voluntary workouts. There's a big name in Washington that is not showing up for voluntary workouts.
Who ain't showed up?
This guy is wanting a extension. He wants more money. He is on the last year of his contract, and his team has not re-signed him or extended him yet either.
So why are we focusing on my team and not focusing on your team?
This is Terry McLaurin.
just.
You see, he want the conversation to be about my team and not about his.
No.
It's not like you have that sign.
No.
This is the big thing, right? I mean, this is big thing. We talk about the Cow. We talked about Michael Parsons and his not signing. We already talked about that. Now we have a situation over in Washington where your number one receiver is not happy with his deal.
It's not that he's not happy with his deal. He won an extension.
He won an extension in his last year. And so, and this one made me bring it up. I was on Twitter, and Commanders fans was like, "Nah, man, I want this man. Don't pay him big dollars. I want him to. He's only really done it with one year. I want him to earn it. Like, let me see what else he's going to do." And I was like, "Really?
Anybody that said that he hadn't earned it hadn't been watching Washington play, because for the longest he's been the main receiver on the team.
Mm-hmm. I know that right, because he's been killing with that fantasy football. Kanisha had him, and he was killing.
But he's been the main receiver on the team. I mean, they have not had. They've had some guys on the other side, but nobody to actually free him up.
And nobody throwing it to him.
Right.
Well, with that being said, he's had more yards in other years. This is one of his lowest this year. He had 900 yards, but I think this was the second lowest one that he's had. Far as yards, he had 82 receptions, 1,096 yards, 13.4 yards per catch, but he's had 13 touchdowns this year, which was second in the league for receivers.
With a rookie quarterback.
With a rookie quarterback. So do you extend him and give him CeeDee Lamb type money, knowing that this guy, he will be 30 years old when the season starts?
You have to.
Oh, okay.
I would.
You would?
You have to. What option do you have?
Yeah, I would.
That's just this year.
If you don't, I know it's this year. But this dude, I know you talk about his yardage, but as far as his play, he gives it all year in, year out since he's been there. So you have to pay the dude.
So do you pay a 30-year-old man $28 million, $30 million?
What option do you have?
The draft?
The draft. We got a receiver in the draft, but he's not gonna be no Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin wasn't Terry McLaurin. You got Terry McLaurin in the third round.
Terry McLaurin has been the man since he's been there.
Well, and then if they do the extension, what did they just do?
Don't make no difference. They got Brock Purdy and Mr. Irrelevant. So the round you go in don't make any difference. It's what you do when you get there.
I'm just saying you can get you a receiver. That's all I'm saying. Next year.
Let me ask this question. What kind of money do you think he? What kind of money is he asking for?
Probably top receiver money, right? He's the top receiver on the team.
I'm just saying, but what is he asking for? We don't know. I mean, though you can be the top receiver on the team and still not get CeeDee Lamb money. What is he asking for?
Well, I don't. He's making around 19 million right now.
19 a season, okay.
Yeah. So he
wants an extension.
Yeah, he wants an extension. So the number one receiver, money. There's AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I maybe not CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb's up the top. Maybe not that far up, but maybe a Devontae. Well, not Devontae Smith the second. He's a number two player.
Okay, without being disrespectful, let's say what if he's asking for a 2-year deal, maybe a 3-year, extension or whatever, not a 4 or 5 year, but maybe a 2-year extension that could help. But at the same time, it's not that he has to have CeeDee Lamb money. He just wants to be appreciated for the amount of play for his play.
Right. Let me see if I can look up what he wants, what he's asking for.
But you had to pay this man. You had to keep this man on the team.
For next year?
Without a doubt.
He's your number one receiver.
I'm talking about for next year.
Yeah.
Next year?
You talking about this season or next year?
No, he's playing this season.
Right. He wants an extension.
So you think between this year and next year he go drop off?
No. I don't think. I don't know.
I shouldn't ask you that. No way.
You know what? Let me add some more sugar to this scenario. Like I said, with players showing up early. Shedeur Sanders signed yesterday. Ahead of Taylor Gabriel. He's already signed his contract for with the Cleveland Browns. and they got some guys showing up for minicamp early just to watch this kid play. So I'm gonna throw that out because my wife had told me about that he signed yesterday, which was official. He didn't wait. He didn't do no negotiating, a la Taylor and a few other guys. Those rookies, listen, whatever you want to give me is fine. So I'm working for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got some guys coming in just to kind of work with him too, because they expected him to possibly be the starter. But they said now they're announcing that he's gonna split time with with whoever's gonna be the starter. But whatever.
Okay. Yeah, and that's as he should have. And I think he's like we said this last show. I think Shador is going to win that spot, that number one spot over there. I think he's the best quarterback that they have. But just to stay on this Terry McLaurin thing, they said he's asking, likely seeking a contract extension of from the Washington Commanders, potentially in the range of $30 million per year or more.
Hey man, y'all better say something.
He's looking for somebody to say something because he think that since he's 29 years old and not 30.
30. He'll probably be 30 when the season starts.
Say what?
He'll be 30 when the season
starts. So we shouldn't get that money.
I mean, do you want to pay a 30-year-old man, that's the type of money? That's all. That's all I'm asking.
The Commanders know if he's worth it, and I'm saying because I don't know how deep that rabbit hole goes with his. I know what he does via fantasy. He put up major points, and then he is the number one guy on that squad. Jaden Daniels just got there last year. I'm pretty sure that they can fix the same chemistry or even make it better than they had. But I don't know if he's worth 30. Maybe it's 30 for 2 years. Maybe it's 33. I don't know. But if he's asking for 30 a season, that is a lot.
Yes,
but I'm not in the place to say that he's not worth it when I know from what he's done so far with his body of work so far. But I don't know if that's the going rate for a number one receiver of his caliber. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, and we keep on saying Jaden came there last year, but the year before that with who was his quarterback the year before that? Who was y'all quarterback?
That was
Heineke.
Heineke.
When did we get Heineke from y'all?
It was Heineke.
It wasn't Heineke because Heineke been gone for 2 years from y'all.
Yeah, we had him last year.
Yeah,
he was no. We had we had him. No, not this season.
Year before
we had him the year before that because we had him and Ritter.
Yeah,
that was 2 years ago.
So whoever y'all had last year in 2023, he got 79 catches. So it's not the quarterback.
He the number one guy. He go get that many catches, G.
So I mean,
we didn't have another receiver on the other side.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is we keep on saying, well, now he got a quarterback, but he was getting 79 catches then. Like he only got.
We don't even know who the dude was. Who was throwing?
So he was getting 79 catches with a quarterback. We don't know who it was. So
we can't even remember who it was.
He getting open. He's doing his thing.
That's my point exactly. He got 3 more catches with a guy the name of, Jaden Daniels. He got 3 more catches.
I tell you what, stop worrying about my team. We go pay this dude. Move on. You'll worry about your team and stop worrying about mine. That's what I just said, didn't I? I don't think I hesitated.
Okay, I mean, well, y'all might need a plan because I think y'all owner came out and said that y'all are America's team now. How you feel about that? Being America's team.
How you feel about it? You bring it up.
I think it's hilarious.
You think you fishing, but you fishing in the wrong hole. Ain't no fishing this lake. Ain't no
fish over there. Okay.
No.
All right. Well,
yeah, your hook coming back dead empty.
I need to put a bigger worm on that bad boy for you.
It's gonna be a real big one.
You ain't bite on that worm.
Oh my God. Can we end it with what you want to talk about, which is Cowboys on Hard Knock Life for this year?
It's not even just the Cowboys. It's the NFC East. The whole NFC East is going to be on Hard Knock.
Why are they doing that?
Why are they doing that? I don't.
The whole division. They never done the whole division.
No, I don't.
I thought they said that Buffalo was gonna be on it too.
I didn't see Buffalo. We start ours in December.
Okay.
Yeah, we starting out, and I don't like when they starting it. Don't
So the whole
to
NFC
the
East.
playoff. We in the playoff races now. Don't interrupt us with all this hard knock stuff. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I think Jerry been waiting for it though.
Oh, Jerry like it. Oh yeah, Jerry like that. But I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, man. Disappointed in the NFL for trying to do that. But you know, it is what it is. The price of being America's team.
That's surprising. I'm surprised that you feel that way.
I think it's a distraction. I think it's too much of a distraction.
But y'all team, you said y'all built for that though, right? This is what
we are. I mean, this is what we deal with. I mean, year round. Yeah, we are built for it. But I know I want us to get away from that right there. Because I think it does. I think it does mess you up. You know, so I do want to get away from that. I think it does distract you while you're trying to perform or while you're trying to prepare for, you know, upcoming games, and you have cameras following you around. I think that's the issue, man. I don't like that at all. So just to touch on what the issue or what's happening in sports media. Ryan Clark and RG3 are going back and forth. RG3 is saying that Ryan Clark has crossed the line by talking about his wife and bringing up his family and his children. And Ryan Clark said, man, I didn't bring up your wife or children in any negative way. I was just saying that you don't really talk about what goes on in Black women, the stuff that Black women have to deal with in sports. You don't have that issue at your house. You know, what you talk about is how white your wife is or how great she is because she is white. And you don't say how great she is because she's intelligent. You don't say how great she is because all the other stuff, which she is because I've met her. Like you don't use that part. You use only she's the white part. And he based it off some of his TikTok, some of his Instagram posts where he's doing videos of his wife going to bed white and waking up as a Black man or a black woman type thing. So that's where he got that from. That's what he used. What do y'all think about this whole debate on if he's wrong or if he's right, or did he go too far?
I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. I know RG3 says that wives and children should be off limits, or whatever the case may be. But what I didn't like that RG3 did is in one of the interviews or one of the comebacks I saw him, he tried to bring Ryan Clark's job into it, even though he wasn't on ESPN when he was making these comments. He was on his own podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to make it sound like that ESPN wasn't like you making all these comments. Why are you bringing ESPN?
I think so.
He wasn't on ESPN when he made these comments.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the pivot. He was on his own podcast when he made these comments.
Mm-hmm.
I think now RG3 is trying to bring this up. I guess he's trying to raise a stake with ESPN to try to get him to house Ryan Clark, which I don't agree with. You're trying to affect the man's livelihood.
Right.
Yeah. So I think, and you know, you're gonna have disagreements. Like I said, I didn't hear the whole thing about what Ryan Clark said. I just know that there's been a beef back and forth. I didn't just going about what you said. You know, he said something about his wife, not in a negative aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a bigger deal if he had said something in a negative aspect. But RG3 thinks that wife and children should be totally off limits.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a beef. I'm not sure how long the beef will be out there, but it'll die down like everything else.
And so I had to actually go look it up myself to see what he said. Like, what happened? Like, what would he say about him that made him, feel that way? And after listening to it, I didn't see where he said anything wrong, honestly. And
you didn't see where Ryan said anything wrong?
I didn't personally. Okay. And I want to see if I can really. I would love to. All right. I know we got to go, but I do want to see if I can just. And we can talk about this on Sunday.
All right. So real quick before we go, y'all know that the Dream beat the Fever the other night, right?
They did. They did by 1 point.
They played again in Thursday, and back in Atlanta.
Yeah,
great game. Great game.
Yeah, I was just about to say it was a good game. They were the Dream was up a big portion of the game, And I'm gonna say this here, and I'm exceedingly excited, and I'm hoping she can keep it up. But I like how Brittany's showing me some excitement. I like what's hold on a second. I apologize. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I didn't like the way I didn't like the way Brittany played. I thought they were trying to force the ball into Brittany in that game. I thought it was.
You did?
I did. I thought they was forcing it into her, and she wasn't being strong with the ball at all. I felt.
I thought she had some young legs going. It looked better than when she was at Phoenix.
Yeah, I didn't like how she played. I liked how Ryan Howard played throughout the game. Down the stretch, she kind of stressed us out, but I didn't like that part of it.
So you thought they were forcing the ball to Britt?
I did. They were forcing it so much that they wouldn't even let her get set before they started to throw the ball. Like they were just trying to get it to her. Like let her relax. Let her set up. Let her get.
But she got 22. She got 22 points.
Yeah, I still didn't like. I didn't like it.
Okay.
She probably could have had more. I know she has quite a few in the beginning. But it was a lot of forcing going on in that game, man. So, but a great win, a great atmosphere. They, like I said, they won in Indiana in that game, man. So I love that. All right, man. So give you a snippet of what happened in this Ryan Clark, and we'll talk about on Sunday.
Hate. He said you could see the hate on her face for Caitlin Clark. I'm not really sure when we moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom.
That's ESPN's Ryan Clark, and he went nuclear.
Just because Angel Reese.
And you know what? Then Brian them showed. Was it Ryan them show? They had Cheryl Swoops. No, that was with Gilbert Arenas and them. Mm-hmm. Did y'all see that with Cheryl Swoops?
I saw a snippet of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Listen, man. Let's add that to the mix on that too. All right, with Cheryl.
Okay. All right. With that being said, man, episode.
Hey, congratulations to Dawn Staley for her book coming out, Uncommon Favor.
Oh, okay. Uncommon Favor.
Uncommon Favor.
Nice. What episode in the book, G?
Episode 87 in the books, baby.
Hey, man, you ain't let me come up, man.
Oh,
Lord, what's wrong with that, man?
hold on, man. Hold on. I'm so sorry.
I mean, cut the music.
Up. OG, man. It's been such a whirlwind week out here, man. I've been having a good time. I done messed it all up. OG, what day is it, dog?
Yeah, yo. I know it's about the end, but even though it's at the end, you still gotta get past this day before you get to that weekend. Get it? End weekend. But you gotta get past hump day.
I thought I missed it. Get my hump day.
All right, cue the music.
He said, all right, now cue the music.
Absolutely, man. Happy hump day to everybody out there. My dog, James Littlejohn. My dad, Larry Wright, welcome on. He says, I totally agree with Ryan. Roddy Littlejohn, Phil Harris, my dog, Quest. Anybody else that may have been out there, man, thank y'all for rocking with us. Next time, put your name in the chat, man. Tell us what's up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that follow button. We appreciate all the new subscribers that have been out there. We are up 587 right now, man. Keep it going. We're trying to get to 600. Let's see if we can get to 600, man, by Sunday. So we appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button. Hey, shout out to my nephew, NF Skull. The graduation actually today is going on right now, man. So he is graduating.
My bad. I gotta give a shout out to man NF Skull too. My 5-year-old Erie, he just got promoted from the 5th grade to the 6th grade. He had his little ceremony today too, man.
That's awesome.
All the graduates out there.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, man. So this was Galley Girl's last day of school today as well. Shout out to Big Will, my guy, one of my daughter's closest friends. He graduated today as well from high school, man. So congratulations to him.
So what is NF Skull doing? You say he's going where?
Electrical engineering at Georgia Perimeter College.
Nice. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. All right. Make sure y'all go check out my dog, Kamarie White. Him and his wife, Ashley, at the Christian Podcast on your podcast platforms. Thank you once again to our sponsor, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews. We thank you for being a wonderful sponsor. We love you. Remember to keep your head on swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Sunday at 8 o'clock. We are